Damn it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Blackfire Institute. I mean Blackwater Times. I mean TDB Media. From now on, I'm called TDB Media. The channel's called Thomas Beale. Don't ask how it changed. I don't know. Last time, I got a bit of a telling off called a disgusting person. So, I thought what I might do is dress up for the occasion of talking to you. And I hope that that's actually going well. But I'm here now, wearing my suit, because I am going to talk about the Blackfire Institute. Tom has asked me to do this. And also, Tom, Army of Darkness, come on. I have watched Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. Don't assume I haven't. I'm not a complete plebeian. So the Blackfire Institute was something that I created a while back. We're talking probably 4 years, 5, maybe more. But it was an institution that was run by a person called Joseph Cherry. Now this is all fictional, of course, but pretty much Joseph Cherry was the head of an organization called the Blackfire Institute. It masqueraded itself as a rehabilitation clinic. It was, to a certain extent, but what they would do is that they would take in monsters such as vampires, ghosts, werewolves, demons, and try and rehabilitate them so that they could actually function within society. The entire philosophy behind it has kind of become part of my own and Tom's philosophy as to how we interact with the universe or the world or people in general. I personally think it's not a bad way to go. And a lot of the stuff that Tom's added to the universe itself is very, very much a good thing. I think that the motto, one of us, one of them, which Tom came up with, that wasn't me. And I don't know whether you are actually going to... Hello, I want to introduce you to my friend. Because I care. I care about smell. Off. Just for the vlog. Anyway, Blackfire Institute is very, very much a... Well, yeah, it started off as a role-playing game. I've written some fiction for it now, including little short stories. I'm not sure whether I've even ever shown them to anybody else, but the structure of it is that you'll have people coming in. And these are usually people that have a supernatural affinity of some variety, whatever they are. They will be treated as best they can, whatever this means. This might mean that you are given a different way to feed. With, say for instance, you're a vampire or a creature that eats humans. I'm sure that they probably had a zombie come in there at one point in time. If the patient isn't able to actually be cured, then they're put down or put into containment. It's important to say. It's all very, very humane, unless you get on their bad side. There's different divisions. There's the Watch Division, which is the section that actually is the cured supernatural creatures, or the rehabilitated supernatural creatures, that are able to go back into the workforce. If you don't go into the Watch Division, then you are actually released back into society, and they will keep in contact with you. Make sure that you're doing right. If you're not doing right, then you're coming back in. And if you're still not doing right after that, then it's... But, yeah. Now what you did ask is what they're doing on their time off. I imagine the pub. There's obviously office bets and all that kind of stuff, and at the actual Watch Division, which is based in London, I'll have you know, they had rooms set aside there for gaming, for sports, for recreation. You can go out and do other stuff, but they have really good facilities where they are, so they don't really need to. If we're talking about at the clinics, then... I mean, look at any hospital that you go to. Whether or not they actually have any time off is something completely different. But there's courtyards where you go and sit, and you go and have a sandwich. There's a canteen where you can just go and sit and have a chat with whoever. And I imagine that they're heavily guarded, because if they're not, then a few of the major points, I guess, that I want to make about it is that Blackfire to me has always been heavily set in the characters and the people that are actually there. I mean, Joseph Cherry, Charlotte Hilt, Rosemary Time, they were people, very much so. The stories that I've made since then have been focused on other people, and I reckon I see Blackfire Institute as a very personal kind of place. It's got its own mythos to a certain extent, and everyone that goes into it is their own person. Part of the philosophy of it is kind of that everyone is treated as a person as well. Now that might actually sound good, but at the same point in time, you're talking about everyone's treated as a person when you have them changing into a horrible monster half of the time, aka Jekyll Hyde kind of situation. You're treated as a person, you're tried as a person. But you get given a supervisor. You're given somebody that will look after you and make sure that you're alright, and try and coax you to not be a monster. But it's the one of us, one of them scenario once again. Anyway, away from that, I believe that there was other stuff that you wanted me to talk about, so I'm going to get to that. So you did ask what my favourite monster was. Tough one. They're all pretty damn amazing. So I would probably say that my favourite one is the ballerina. It's just something about it. You never see the way that she kills, which I think is good. But I would love to be able to see that as its own film. Unfortunately, it's not going to be, quite obviously, unless somebody picks it up. So now that we've got all that out of the way, I'm going to tell you what I did today. It wasn't this. I just am sick and tired of wearing clothes. Also, to whoever said that I don't wear pants, I wear pants. So, today I have actually spent more or less mulling about, but at the same point in time, later on, I went to Rovers. For anybody who doesn't know what Rovers is, it's the last kind of step in scouting. I was never in Scouts, or Cubs, or Joeys, or Venturers, or anything else. I was just straight off the street into Rovers. Now, Rovers is something that's actually really improved my life, and we get to do a lot of really fun shit. Today, in particular, was a SCAN, Secret Chocolate Appreciation Night. That's what a scan is. I brought my camera along because part of this is actually another question for you. Now, the footage isn't that great because it was on my iPhone, but it should give you an idea of what kind of shit happens. So the idea of some of the activities was burying chocolate in whipped cream and trying to eat the chocolate without eating the whipped cream. Another one was, it's kind of like Jenga. Jenga is the best way to describe it. You have a pillar of flour, or a pile of flour, and you put a Malteser on the top. The Malteser has to stay on the top, and you remove parts of the flour and you go around the table. When the Malteser falls, you have to eat it without using your hands. It was a good night. Rovers is always actually really enjoyable for me. I go as much as I can. Now, you have told me several thousand times about the Nerd Fighters. I still don't know what you guys actually do. Just saying. I know that you've met up with them, I know where they come from, I know about the Vlog Brothers, I have watched the Vlog Brothers. But I have no clue what you actually do. I know you meet up, I know that that's it. I want an example of an activity that you've done with him. This is a video response to something that Tom has made. Now, if you want to be able to get back to him, he's through my clothes rack. There's also a picture of us up there from a long time ago. Hold on. Aren't we cute? I promise that I won't be eating bacon so much in the next one. I can't really promise that. I might be. Who knows? To all the beautiful people out there watching this, because there are no ugly people out there watching this. You're all beautiful. And if you're watching this, you're more beautiful. I'd just like to say thank you for actually watching. Good morning.